Go.
It's still on, Sophie. And hi, class. Bye.
That was awesome. That was the greatest video of all time. You can go back to class now.
Okay. See ya.
Well, that was Youngman, his intro. Okay, so today in class, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to review checkpoint 2. Okay, so checkpoint 2 was on page 334. Okay, a lot of us had a little bit of trouble with oh, before we go, everyone put them up. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Hopefully something happened. Now, checkpoint 2, we were having a little bit of trouble with them, but for the first 2 parts of the question, we were okay. Okay? Now, I'm going to go to B, okay? This is figure 1, this is figure 2, this is figure 3. I'm going to do my best to draw figure 4, but as we know, I'm just awful at drawing. And figure 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a line. And as we go forward, we need to make sure that we understand why we're doing this. Well, the first part why we're doing it is because, oh, that's 4. Because we want to be able to fill in our chart. So we drew the next 2 figures. So if your next 2 figures look like these, you're good, right? So you got to check for A. For B, we need to fill in. So for figure 1, it has 5. For figure 2, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Figure 3, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And if we notice, we can notice the pattern. Well, 5, 8, 11, they're each going up by 3. So I can predict that this is going to be 14, and this is going to be 17. Okay? And we can count to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Check so. Alright? So C says, as the value of n increases by 1, what happens to the value of n? Okay? As n increases by 1, so as 1 goes to 2, as 2 goes to 3, what's happening to n? 5 goes to 8, 8 goes to 11, 11 goes to 14. We are just adding 3. Alright? D says copy and complete. So basically, what we're doing now is we're doing the first step to how we're going to develop and learn how to create these formulas that we need to solve. Okay? The formulas that we can use. Remember, if we want to find out how many matches figure 99 had, okay, we need to be able to create a formula so that we A, don't have to draw 99 images, or B, don't have to extend our graph with 99 columns, because that would just take up too much time. So we know that when we used it yesterday, we said we had an equation, we had 2n minus 1. And that helped us solve for a bunch of different ones. We solved for n equals 100. We solved for n equals 5, 6. For this one, we're going to use 3n, but they're going to help us figure it out. Okay? So there's n. 3 times n is 3. There's n equals 2. 3 times n is 6. This is 9. This is 12. This is 15, okay? And m is just going to be the same, 11, 14, 17. M doesn't change. They don't ask us to change M, okay? Yeah. All right, so as we scroll down, we want to write down the formula connecting M and N using D. So we want to use D. Okay? This is D. So let's look. So m equals, well, 5. If 3 times n equals 3, we're going to use that. We're going to use d, but we're going to look at this main one, all right? And this is a little confusing. It's a little tricky to start out, okay? But we know we're going to use the 3n. And if we look at this right here, all right, let's look at here, right here. We're developing our formula, okay? 3 times n is what? Well, n equals 1. 3 times n equals 3. But we need 5. So what are we going to have to do to this so that in the end it equals 5? I should put it down here, sorry. Well, let's try adding 2. So when n equals 1, 3 times 1 plus 2 n equals 5. And that is exactly what we had. Let's try for this column, all right? For n equals 2. 3 times 2 subtract plus 2. Yeah, plus 2. This is n equals 2. We know it should equal 8, okay? 3 times 2, sorry, 3 times 2, as we know, is 6. And 6 plus 2 is in fact 8. And that's our formula right there, okay? So, we can do this right now. I'm confident that you guys are able to fill in that chart. I'm confident that you guys are able to look at the chart and look at the pictures and discuss as n increases by 1 what happens to the value of n. Okay? This is just another chart. Now, I know that as of right now, E is tricky for a lot of us. Okay? E is tricky. But the key thing is to not look at this and think that every time you do these, they're going to be completely different. This is our equation, but it looks similar to the one we studied yesterday, okay? All right, so we're just going to now scroll down. Let's look at question 4 really quickly. Okay. So question 4 says, following the steps used in question 3, find the formula connecting the number of matchsticks needed m to the figure number n. Okay, so you're going to make a chart for each one of these. Okay, I'm just going to look at A. So we have n, and then we have m, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so we have this. This is what we have. This is our chart. I'm not a great drawer, so I'm not going to go into any great detail. But for each one of these, so for the first figure, this is figure 1, this is figure 2, this is figure 3. Hopefully by figure 3 we've had it figured out. The matchsticks in 1 is 5. The matchsticks in 2, well there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. The matchsticks in 3 is 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. So let's double check, because I don't know if I did this correct. Maybe I counted them wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the second one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 in the third. So I did make a mistake. I made a mistake in the second one. That can happen very easily. So you can see plus 3. Plus 3. I'm willing to anticipate, and it's a safe assumption that it's going to be plus 3 again. Plus 3. Oh. Yeah, plus 3 for the last time for 17. Alright, that's 17. It was a little messy. Okay, and it says following the same steps. So we want to say, okay, first thing we want to ask ourselves is what is the relation as n increases? What happens to our m's? And we can see they go up by 3. Okay? Now I want to jump right down to the last question, which is what's our formula? Okay? Well, let's do what we did before. Okay? M equals, well, it's got to be something multiplied by n. We know that now. What about if we had, let's do something like 2n plus whatever it takes to get us that 5. So n in this case is going to be 1. 2 times 1 is 2. Plus, well, what's going to get us that 5? Well, it's going to be 3. And let's just see if this is consistency and if it works out. Alright? So, n equals, for the next one, 2 times 2 plus 3. Alright, 2 times 2 is 4. Plus 3 equals 7. Doesn't work out. So, right now, I have to reevaluate what I did. I gotta go back and I gotta look. Well, let's try to figure it out again. Let's go 3n. N equals 3n plus, well, let's look at our first one. How are we going to get 5? We'd have to add 2. So 3 times 1 plus 2 equals 5. Okay, let's look at our next one. For n equals 2. 3 times 2 plus 2. Oh, I like the way this looks. 6 plus 2 equals 8. Alright, look at the next one. M equals 3. Like I said, the E part, the last part, is something we're going to be working on as we move forward. Okay, you're not going to get it 100% on the first try, and that's okay. Okay, but we're going to practice it and we're going to get better at it. Okay, but I don't want to go too long. I got a few minutes. I want to make sure that I intro what we're going to be doing starting now. Okay, we're going to be starting. Yes, variables and notation. Okay, variables and notation. Alright, and variables and notation are simply this. Okay, one thing we don't do starting now is we're going to take out multiplication signs. And the reason why we take out multiplication signs is because when we multiply, multiplication signs look like times. Right? They look like x's, sorry. They look like x's. And x's now are used as variables. Okay, so let's look at example 3. So this is called product notation, right? Basically, all you need to remember is that we're taking out multiplication signs, all right? So here, if we're going to rewrite A in product notation, it's just going to be x to y, but then proper product notation, the number has to go in front. Okay? For B, if it's 3x, but it's subtracted by a subtraction sign, we leave subtraction signs in, it'll be 3x subtract, well, we got to take out this multiplication sign, 2y. Okay? Now, your goal is to get up to checkpoint 5. Checkpoint 4, which is a high five for me, you can send me an email, let me know how you're getting it. I'm running out of time. I only got 15 seconds left. I didn't want this to go over 15 minutes. Unfortunately, it did. But if you have any further questions, please ask who's ever sent me. Thank you so much for taking care of these lovely people. And I will see you on Tuesday for our party. Don't forget to bring all your stuff.